Hi, welcome back. So I'm doing part 2 of the Kalindi homestead, and I'm going to start with some greens. I'm thinking of this Viridian green will be start, just a light wash. Now there's some whites that I need to leave, because I could come back in with some white gouache, but that's if I can remember to leave it, I will. I'm using a square soft brush, watercolor brush. I do like to use a flat square brush when I'm doing buildings. I find that's you get some nice straight edges, and it's a little bit easier to work than a round brush. Okay, so this is just the first block in. This is a reflection here. There's a few whites. It's not as defined as the actual building up the top. Okay, so into the Viridian green, I want to add in some darks. So some of the Lunar Black will darken it up quickly for me. I can also use this as a shade colour. So just remembering that sketchbook work is just basically for fun and to just be getting in some ideas. I might work into a painting later. I might just be quite happy just to have this as a little memory of where I was on the day. Black. And you can see how much, by using that flat brush, how much easier it is to get those shapes in. Turn the brush on the side. Okay. So into the water, that is quite dark and you're getting more of a blocked look, I notice. So adding more of the black. a little bit of a watery look to that reflection. So I'm just working my brush in where this reflected sign was. It wasn't quite definite, it was just an impression of what was there above. I'm not going to do too much with that because I want to bring in a wash for the water itself. And it seemed to be a grey blue, so just using some of this Alvaro grey and a little bit of French blue just to blue that up a bit. Yeah, that's quite good. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Okay, so here we go. A bit more blue. So a little bit more of the French Ultra up in the sky. Just cutting about there. And you can make a few clouds by just leaving some of the white of the paper. Okay, so there's a little bit of green in the reflections in the water. Just going to put some of that in while it's still wet. This could be a bit challenging when you're outside, when it's just drying off too quickly for you, because you can always give it a spritz with your sprayer. A little bit more blue over here. Just a few soft ripples in the water. Loosen that up a little bit. Just connecting some of these shapes a little bit just makes it a little bit more believable. Okay. A few shadows here. There's a grey in, it's a blue grey in that building in the roof. I just want to make it a little bit grayer with that Alvaro grey. And there's some dark areas underneath that roof line, so let's just put a little bit of brown just in here. Okay. So just a bit of loose brushwork there. There's some green grass along here, and I'm just going with some bright yellow, lemon yellow. The bright strip of grass. Okay, and here. Leaving some light there, so there could be some light hitting along that edge. Just using what's in my palette for a nice dark. Letting the water flow for a bit of reflection. When this happens, I'm very happy. So I'm not trying to fix anything here. That's just a reflection down into the water now. It's not actually what I can see in the photograph, but I don't mind that happening. I'm just going to leave it. Over this side, I've got continuation. And apart from that, we've got some trees in the background, and I think I'll just use this water brush and into that green. Let's green that up a bit. Some red gold into some blue. We're looking at Aussie trees here. They have quite a bit of red in them. And yeah, so I'll go with a little bit of, just clean that out. So when I want to clean these brushes, I just squeeze and clean. So some of that red gold, I'll start with that. Squeeze if you want some water. Some more over here. More green into that. This changes the tone a little. Yep. Squeezing out water, I can get a softer look rather than just be, I'm not trying to paint every leaf like this. I prefer more of a connecting, softer look. Now if I come in around the building, that defines the building a little bit. So this is pretty much like painting in the negative, where you're painting shapes in behind and allowing a subject to stand out. So if I bring in a dark value in paint, dark colour, around that building, leave a little bit of light on the top of it. There could be a bit of light hitting that. Over here I might have a little bit of a lighter tone. I find that to vary colours. Okay, these are all trees, but you don't want them all to be exactly the same. Just creates a little bit more interest. It's not there, but I feel that it needs a pine tree. This is where you can just let your imagination go. A little one. These water brushes, little fine ones, are rather nice for doing lines. Okay, so I've got a bit of variation in the trees. So this is a very much softer look. Some pine trees and this more of a shrub, could be turning colour in our autumn here. So I think I'm going to leave it at that as a quick study in my sketchbook. Yeah. Okay, thanks for watching.